Now, Dandavat pranams to everybody. Now, 23rd is Mokshada Ekadasi, Saturday. And then Thursday, 21st, is actually Bhakti Kam Madhusudan Goswami appearance day. Then, day after is Gita Jayanti. Some places is Tri Spasha Mahadvadasi Upvas, Mokshada Upvas. So anyway, the fasting is on Saturday. Doesn't matter where you are. And the Paran is right after sunrise. Sunrise, if you do, in either case, you will cover it. One has less time, one has more time. But if you do right after sunrise, you'll be all right. Then 31st is Bhakti-Vidanta Saraswati Thakur's Viramavasa, disappearance, 31st December. 5th January is appearance day of Gurudev Pawan Maharaj. Then 20th in Navadip Dham Parikrama, March. Then 25th is Gaur Purnima, appearance of Gaur. So these are names. Now we send Bhagavad Gita saying, so what you can do is, made a ring bar. Like Saturday, I was going to show how we move. If I can find it. It's like this. Ring bar. So we can read this together. It's in English, sloka and then the translation. If you keep doing once in a week, actually every day, at least once a week, then within a year you will know all these slokas and then the meaning also. And whenever you get disturbed, depressed like that, you open this thing and then read. Depression will go away. Yeah, so it has that power. So we will do it on Saturday together, Ekadasi, and then it shows that Ekadasi and Bhagavad Gita go together. It's amazing. So Bhakti Janan. That's why Bhagavad Gita is also Bhakti Janan. So no, it's not a not a Ashcharya, meaning it's not. Uh, it's amazing. Now, in one of the, like the other day, we were saying the four shlokas uh, of the Bhagavad Gita shlokas. Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita. 10, 10, 8. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matah sarvam वर्तते इति मत्वा भजन्ते मां बुधभावसमन्विताः. Says, I am the source of both mundane and spiritual worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who knows this well engage in bhajana of me with transcendental emotion in their heart. And next one. Matchitta madgata prana bodhayantaha parasparam Katayantascha mam nityam tushyanti charamanti cha. Those whose minds are absorbed in me and whose lives are wholeheartedly devoted to my service derive great satisfaction and bliss from constantly enlightening one another in the fundamental truth about me and performing kirtana of my name, form, qualities, and pastime. So he is completely engaged all the time. His connection with him. Everything. Then 10:10. Tesham satatayuktanam bhajatam preetipurvakam dadami buddhiyogam tam yena mamupayanti te. To those who worship me with love and earn for my eternal association, I give that transcendental knowledge by which they attain. तेषामेवानुकं पार्थमहमज्ञानजं तमः नाशयामि आत्मभावस्तो ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता. Only out of compassion for devotees who are exclusively devoted to me do I, dwelling within their intelligence, destroy with the blazing lamp of transcendental knowledge the darkness of material existence, which is born of ignorance. So, he's promising, but see how much ignorance. Um, that's why Bhagavad Gita is really, it is fundamental. It is foundation, solid foundation. Even if you are at the level of foundation, that's also okay. Uh, because we will see in this verse, uh, this is very interesting. Like very interesting. 9:30, chapter 9, verse 30. अपि चेत सुधाचारो भजन्ते माम अनन्य भक्त साधुरेव स मंतव्यः सम्यक् व्यवस्थितो हि सः. So it says, even if a man of abominable character engages in ananya bhajana, exclusive devotion to me, is still to be considered a sadhu because his intelligence is firmly fixed in bhakti to me. If someone is engaged in so many abominable things, but he has exclusive devotion to Krishna, he is still to be considered sadhu because his intelligence is firmly fixed in bhakti to me. This is very amazing. You may wonder, oh, he's doing so many bad things. How is a devotee or a sadhu? I see so many. This we have to be very careful. Huh? And then Shipram Bhavati Dharma. Next sloka, 930. Shipram Bhavati Dharmatma Tasvat Chantim Nigachati. Kaunteya Pratijani Name Bhaktya Pranashati. He quickly becomes virtuous at attains eternal peace. O Kaunteya, boldly proclaim that my devotee never perishes. No? He said. So, trying to understand these two shlokas. One time, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is telling about this two shlokas. One time he was wandering, doing Harinam. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is not done. He was only taking rest for hour and a half, 2 hours, something like evening 7 to 9:30. Then he gets up. Nowadays, many times people have not taken their meal till 9:30. It is already up. And then he's chanting, writing, in spite of no light, no electricity, no computer. Finishing chanting, then writing. So one time, while he was floating, he was called, he was going near Yamalok in the assembly of Yamaraj. Brahma was there, Narada Muni was there. And they were discussing these two shlokas. Narada Muni, Yamaraj and Brahma. And they could not understand this because in the first shloka it says, even though if a man of abominable character engages in ananya, ananya, one-pointed devotion to Krishna, he is considered to be sadhu because his intelligence is from this text, bhakti to Krishna. But in the next shloka it's saying, very quickly becomes virtuous and attains eternal peace. But in the first shloka it says, he is already ananya bhakt, one-pointed devotion. So his intelligence is fixed. Then what is it he said next sloka? That he quickly becomes virtuous and attains eternal peace. Oh Arjuna, please declare this boldly, my devotee never. So who is going to become quickly virtuous and attains peace? But in first sloka he is already attained peace and is dedicated to Krishna. See, this is the point. I don't know you got it understood or not. So they did not understand. Narada Muni, Yamaraj, Brahma. Then they saw Bhaktivinoda Thakur float. They said, he is pure devotee. We can answer. So they brought him, requested Bhaktivinoda Thakur, they told their doubt. And he immediately said, one who is going to become rightly situated and attains eternal peace. One who will become virtuous and attains eternal He is not the one who is already ananyachinta, one-pointed devotion to Krishna. No, not that. But one who thinks over it doesn't matter. Even though how bad he is. But if he had a faith that, oh, he is one-pointed devotion to Krishna, you know, he can never do these things, you know. Uh, so that person very quickly becomes really amazing. That must be the thing that Krishna really means. That's why telling Arjuna, you boldly declare, my devotee never fails. So the fact of faith, that pure devotee can not go wrong, cannot deviate. Sometimes it appears like something bad has happened. Not that it is intentionally done, you know. Sometimes by slip, but then immediately corrects himself because he is thinking of Krishna. By higher powers, sometimes things get. But one who thinks like that, in spite of that, he is rightly situated, is pure. Then whoever thinks like that will become pure. So now the example is Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj quote there. Let's see if I can find it. What he says is, once Bhaktivinoda Thakur had a dream in which he was wandering in the sky chanting the holy name. He came upon the court of Yamaraj, where Yamaraj himself was sitting with Brahma, Narada and others, discussing a point from a verse in Bhagavad Gita. Like just telling. Api cheta sudacharo bhajate mam ananyata sadhureva samantavya samyavyavasito isa. Generally accepted meaning of this verse is, even if one commits the most abominable action, if he is an Ananya Bhakt, devotee who worships me alone in devotional service, is free from karma and jnana, he is to be considered saintly because his endeavors are completely on my behalf and his determination is fixed. Here Krishna says, whatever he has done, it is exclusively given to myself. He should be considered as my devotee. Samyak vyavasito hi, meaning whatever he is doing is 10% right. But then the next passage says, Shipram bhavati dharmatma. Very soon he will be a man of righteousness. He will become dharmatma, beautiful. As, huh? So Yamaraj, Brahma, Narada discussed this point. A question came up. Krishna says, Bhajate mam ananyama, one who is my exclusive devotee. The question arises, what is exclusive devotion or ananya bhajana? Krishna says, give up all other religious conceptions and surrender to me alone. Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. That is exclusive devotion. But if one is practicing exclusive devotion, then he is already dharmatma. He is already righteous. How is it then in the next Very next verse, Krishna says, soon he becomes Dharmatma. How are we to adjust this? No? This is the question. Krishna says, Vipram bhavati dharmatma satsachantim nigachanti kaunteya pratijane me bhaktya pranishyati. He soon becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. This is general meaning of this verse. Krishna tells Arjuna, he soon becomes Dharmatma. My devotee is never ruined. Go and declare this to the public. Krishna says that after the devotee became Ananya Bhakt, that is, he gave up all sorts of duties and surrendered to Krishna. Then again he will be a beautiful man. As Brahma and Narada Yamaraj discussed this point, they saw Bhakti-Vinod Thakur walking in the sky and taking the holy name. Then one of them suggested, there is a pure devotee, he should be able to give the real meaning. Then Bhakti-Vinod Thakur was invited in their midst and was asked, how shall we adjust these points? Krishna said that this person is an exclusive devotee, that he has renounced all sorts of duties and surrendered to Krishna. And yet in no time it will be seen that he is very beautiful. How can we understand this? Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained, he, he quickly becomes righteous refers not to the exclusive devotee, but to one who considers the exclusive devotee pure in all circumstances. See? Not to pure devotee, but one who considers pure devotee is, is pure in all circumstances, even if he has done some abominable thing. So, one who can think of an exclusive devotee in that way will soon become Dharmatma. This was Bhaktivinoda Thakur's explanation. So, he said, huh? In this way, in my commentary on Bhagavad Gita, I have followed Bhaktivinoda Thakur's explanation. Bhakti-Rakshit Sridhar Maharaj is telling. I also saw that it was redundant to say that an Ananya Bhakt devotee becomes Dharmatma. Krishna says that an exclusive devotee should be thought of as a sadhu, an honest man. One who says that an exclusive devotee, a surrendered soul to Krishna, should be thought of as a pure, whatever be his external practices. The man who is making this remark, he becomes righteous. This is the proper conclusion. What he says is 100% truth. And the next thing Krishna says is that he who can remark in such a way will be purified very soon. Krishna says that by such appreciation of the exclusive devotee, the person will soon come to his eternal duty and attains eternal peace. So I ask you, O son of Kunti, Arjuna, to go and promise in public that my exclusive devotee will never be lost. Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhaktya pranashyati. Then he will get the benefit of the man whose remark improves his life. Otherwise, why should Krishna tell Arjuna, make a public announcement that my devotee is never ruined? What effect will be there for Arjuna? But one who declares an exclusive devotee of Krishna is saintly, no matter what he does, soon becomes righteous. If Arjuna declares this, he will become Dharmatma. He will get the benefit. So Krishna tells him, you make this remark. Take a bold step, take a risk and make this remark. Then you will also get that benefit I have described. Of course, Arjuna is a Parshada, eternal associate of Krishna. But using him as an example, Krishna tells him, you do it. Arjuna has taken the position of an inquirer independent of his Parshada character. When I was publishing my commentary on Bhagavad Gita, a god brother once told me, if you give such an explanation, then in the name of Ananya Bhakti, exclusive devotion, less advanced devotees will take advantage of this. What are you revealing here is a very hidden meaning. It is not meant for the public. It is a confidential point. Apichet Sudacharo. Bhajate Mam Ananyabhak. Sadhureva. He may be the worst debauchee in his outer life. But if he is Ananya Bhakt, a surrendered soul, he should be considered a really honest man. If you explain things according to your interpretation, everyone will say, oh, I am an Ananya Bhakt devotee. And they will go on with their debauchery. So please don't express this interpretation of yours so explicitly. But Sridhar Maharaj says, I published my commentary over this objection because the principle underlying this verse is an important one. One who has surrendered to Krishna is accepted as his own. And just as Krishna has rights over everything and is never a trespasser, so his own man should never be considered a trespasser at any time. This is confirmed elsewhere. Trespasser. See, it will be made very clear. Uh, like, you know, suppose you are speeding. You have a limitation, you cannot go higher than. But if police comes and goes, you cannot say, oh, you should be given ticket. So, sometimes without going that, you cannot catch thief. So, like that, if we are devotee of Krishna, Krishna cannot transgress. Like that, the devotee cannot be considered a trespasser. But the thing is, here is the catch. Who is a devotee? Okay. Who is the Ananya Bhakt? That's what they will discuss next. Ah. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Atma Bhuyaya cha kalpate. My devotee belongs to me. So one who works by inspiration from Krishna should never be considered a transgressor. If you inspiration by Krishna, then he is not a trespasser. He can enjoy anything on Krishna's behalf if he is really a surrendered soul. He should be considered as Krishna. He has free access to everything that belongs to Krishna. But some objected, saying, don't be so broad in your interpretation. If you do so, then people at large will do abominable things in the name of pure devotion. Then they will say, oh, I am Vaishnava. I am Achyuta Gotra. I am one of Krishna's own men. What is his property is mine. I can enjoy everything. Then, of course, question comes, how do we recognize Ananya Bhakti, exclusive devotion? The real trouble is here. Merely professing that I am a pure devotee won't do. If I say I am pure devotee, it won't do. Rather, a real devotee will think, I am not a real devotee. That will be his understanding, his inner feeling. Exclusive devotion is not a small thing. A genuine devotee thinks, I cannot be an Ananya Bhakta. I have not attained that stage. It is very difficult. Rather, I am going away from that. That will be the general tenor of his attitude. What to speak of lesser devotees? Srimati Radharani herself says, people associate me with Krishna. They say that I have an illicit connection with Krishna. But what they say is all false. My grief is that I could not give my entire heart to Krishna. I cannot say that I am completely His. My internal trouble is that I could not become wholly His. And they falsely think that I am. I have no objection to becoming fully His, even to having an illicit connection with Him. But that I cannot become so. This is my great fault. That will be the general attitude of a real Ananya Bhakta. Just the opposite tendency will come. The fact is that one who has accepted Krishna exclusively has no taste for any other thing. So really he is not durachara. He is not capable of acting in an abominable way. Internally he is always connected with Krishna. In external life he is indifferent. So what he is doing is not done by him. One who acts in that plane of reality may destroy thousands of universes but does not do anything. Tatvapi sa imal lokan na hanti na nibadyate. He is acting in the transcendental plane, the nirguna plane. He is not to be seen in terms of what is good or bad in the calculation of this world. He is absent here. What is in connection with Krishna is all good. It is nirguna, transcendental, without material qualities. In this world, truth is a relative thing. This world, truth is a relative thing. This is true, this is not true. This is mine, that is yours. But what value? Hare Krishna? ಹೌದಾ? ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು 10-15 ನಿಮಿಷ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ನಾನು ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಆಯ್ತು. ಸೊ what is in connection with Krishna is all good. It is nirguna, transcendental, without material qualities. In this world, truth is a relative thing. This is true, this is not true. This is mine, this is yours. What value do these things have? If a devotee steals a flower for Krishna, you may say, oh, why are you stealing my flower? But what is the guarantee that the flower belongs to you? These are different stages of bogus conceptions of reality. A man who has possession of some land declares himself the owner. Then a big landowner comes and says, you are not the owner, I have real possession of this land. I have allowed you to only to use it. But beyond the landowner, a king might come and say, oh no, this is my land. Your ownership is only relative. I am the ruler of this land. It belongs to me. In this way, one relative conception of truth fights with another. And morality stands only on this conception. This is mine, this is yours. All these conceptions of ownership are false. All these transactions of morality are false because they are not in connection with the supreme truth. So the devotee's apparent misbehavior is quite the contrary to reality. Vaite Badra Badra Jnana Sabha Amanodharma Ye Bala Ye Manda Ye Sabha Brahma Chaitanya Charitamrita. In the material world, conceptions of good and bad, or right and wrong, are all mental concoctions. Therefore, saying this is good and this is bad is all a mistake. So, in the deepest plane of reality, the deepest wave of Krishna consciousness is moving, and there are so many Jiva souls are dancing. And that dance is the absolute dance, where everything surrenders to Krishna in the mood of Vrindavan. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam. Everything belongs to Krishna, and for his satisfaction, anything and everything can be done. This is the only principle followed by exclusive devotees, without caring for the many relative demands and strictures of this false plane, that is nirguna, transcendental. In that plane, the calculation of false ownership cannot be applied. All claims of ownership have no value in Krishna consciousness. There is another point that may also be considered in this world. One, what happened, Bhakti Raksha, giving example. Uh, Once Parasar Muni was crossing a river. A young lady was piloting the boat. As the boat reached the middle of the river, Parasara suddenly became charmed by that young lady. He proposed that they unite, and they did. As a result of their union, Vedavyas was born. Parasara was already a man of higher sense control, but the time had come for the birth of Vyasa, and this created a necessity at a particular stage in him. Suddenly he was overwhelmed by lust and united with that lady. From their union came Vedavyas, Vyasadeva, the compiler of all the Vedic scriptures. So this was the determination of the universal will. Parasara is not to be accused or condemned. He is not a party to that. He is an instrument of the universal will. We should not consider this an event of lustfulness and criticize Parasara for his immoral action. He was inspired by some inner will and overpowered by the divine force of Nirguna, will of Krishna. Only then did these things take place. Therefore, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that it is not the action, but the background of the action that is to be considered. This that is to be examined, not the action alone. The motive underlying the action, not the karma, but the purpose. So, the motive underlying the action, not the karma, but the purpose, that is the culprit. Draupadi had five husbands, but not of her own accord. She had to accept the trouble as her duty. She did not do that, not so for the sake of pleasure. So, Draupadi should not be held responsible for it. It cannot be said that she is unchaste. She cannot be held responsible for having many husbands. It is said in the Shastra that Draupadi or Kunti may seem to be unchaste, but if we chant their names, we will be purified. So the internal meaning of act is its purpose should be considered, not the external action. The highest principle is served not by following ordinary law, but by following some higher law. In that case, ordinary law is surpassed. One might think a devotee a culprit from the consideration of ordinary law, but from the consideration of higher law, Krishna has said that if you can appreciate their law breaking, you will be uplifted. Krishna says, Bhagavatam 11:11. Ajnaiva guna doshan maya ishtan api sakan dharman matyaja sarvan mam abhijay sacha sattamaha. Krishna says, the rules of the scripture come from my direction, my order. But if someone breaks these rules to satisfy me, you should be considered a better devotee. Sometimes it may be necessary to show even greater loyalty to the king. You give an example. Sometimes it may be necessary to show even greater loyalty to the king by crossing over the laws of the king. So here God is above a law. When we consider the nature of the divinity, we must conclude that Krishna is above law. Law is for us, but law may not be applied in this case. It is absolute. When one has actually come in connection with the absolute, he cannot but ignore the laws meant for ordinary people. Of course, this means in higher sense. See, not that devotees shall not observe the ordinary laws governing society in the name of devotion. But in the higher sense, we have to understand that Krishna is all in all. He is the creator of laws and he himself sometimes breaks the law and especially likes those who are um, uh, and he himself sometimes breaks the law and especially likes those who are all ready to break the law for him. They are his favorite who are ready to take risks for his service, who are ready to bear the consequences of breaking the law. This is the nature of Krishna's entire Bhajalila. In Vrindavan, all considerations of individual and local interest are sacrificed. In Vrindavan, there is highest self-sacrifice to the degree of that everyone own particular interest or consideration is sacrificed into fire. Only when you come to that stage of self-sacrifice can you take birth in Vrindavan, not before. This is the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam charanam vaja. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshamishyami. Krishna says, you must risk all your prospects. You must risk everything with no prospects other than myself. I cannot tolerate the presence of any second entity in your heart. I cannot tolerate that you will come to me with some consideration. My relation with you must be unconditional. I cannot tolerate any other interest in the heart of my devotee. Only one interest, and that is me. Sacrifice all your so called interests, all your prospects, everything. Then you can come to me in Vrindavan. See, this is amazing. I hope we understood. Suppose you say, I'm the owner of this building or property, this business and all that, right? People there, some of people. Now, one basic question. He says, I'm the owner, I own this, he has a paper and all that, right? Technically, he's paying the taxes and all that. Now, can he commit himself? Can he kill himself? Can he kill himself? Can he kill himself? What I'm saying is, suppose can he commit, like suicide or anything? Can he? Suppose if he fails, he'll be caught. He says, no, you cannot kill yourself. Then the question is, whom does one's life belong to? The so-called I am in my body. Whom does it belong to? Definitely it does not belong to me because I have no right to kill that, right? To the government, you understand? So if I say everything belongs to me, then myself I do not belong to me. Then whom everything belongs to Krishna. See, you understand? Does not even belong to the God. For a temporary time place, huh? Sure, you are a caretaker. You are caretaker, understand? Suppose you are renting a house. Are you the owner? You are temporarily owner. As long as you are paying the rent, you are the owner. Right? So like that. After that, no, you lose. So in that way, you know, this, uh, that's why our attachment, if we understand in this way, what did we bring and what we are going to take. Originally, everything belongs to Krishna. True, real woman. The underlying, this is what Bhakti Rakshana, underlying cause. That is reality. Others, relative reality. You know, it is there, but it is not. So, that's it. Now, certain things happen, like, for example, Parasara. Now, it's Krishna's will. And then, of course, that he remained as a, even though it happened, the Vedavyas grew up so fast, immediately he grew up. And then she did not lose her virginity. So that is, wow, you see, don't you think that is transcendental? Draupadi, not that she wanted to marry five, but Kunti, when Arjuna brought, he did not tell, I won a lady in the uh, Swayamvara, in the competition. He threw bow and arrow, eye of a fish, right? Without looking at it, looking at the image in the water, right? Reflection. He was able to. So accurate. So he won. So he came. Oh, I got the thing, something like that. He did not mention, oh, this is Draupadi. No, flip, Then she told, oh, you got it. Then you share along with your brother. That's the mother, she's thinking. But when she came to know this is what, she also felt bad. And mother has given the word, he has to follow Arjuna. So she became wife of. So, but that as that is also as a past of Draupadi. So, but these are all, but anyway, because she was so devoted to Krishna, she is considered as chaste. Okay, there is a shloka. One who thinks as soon as they get up, especially ladies, Draupadi, Kunti, Sita, they will become very auspicious. You know. So even though it looks like that, but their inner motive. So it is, and sometimes we have to break the looks. I mean, see, you should not take this as a license. Oh, a devotee can do anything at any time. Who cares? We have no law. No, 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 don't do that. Okay, it's not appropriate. We have to follow the government law of that country, wherever we are. Maybe corporation, city, village. We have to follow the rules. We cannot break within that. But understand, deeper understand. You're going by and you see a beautiful flower. Oh, let me take photo. All right. offer in your mind. If you ask him, okay, you say I can take temple, I'm Indian. If he allows, that is good. He also get benefit. Suppose if he does not allow, offer in your mind, you will also get benefit. You will also Krishna will please. You get it? See, one time I was in Hawaii. This is an amazing thing. 2000 something like. So in Hawaii, right? Is a group of islands between California and Japan. It almost takes maybe 6 hours of flying from New York. So beautiful island, Kauai. There are many, many islands. There are four major, but thousands of small, small islands. But major four. This was a beautiful island. Uh, I was going to take bath in the sea every day. Not in sea, directly. Okay, forget it. 30-foot waves. So impossible. There was a stone 30 foot tall. Water is to come and hit on this side, maybe 2 feet waves. So I take bath and then go back walking almost a kilometer. Then on the way, one day I saw two flowers, two plants, you know, giving flowers, some kind of flowers. And it was on a public, on a roadway. I don't think anybody putting water. There it rains every day. Huh? You can see rainbow every day. Huh? Uh, Population at that time was only maybe 15,000 or something like that. Very small. But size of, say, Singapore. you know, then. So very little population. So many amazing things seen there. So I was carrying, two plants, identical two flower plants. I prayed to one. Both of them had like three or four flowers. I prayed in my I'm asking permission for you from you. I want to carry these flowers for Krishna. Please allow me. So saying in my mind, it will mean to something will good for you. So I plucked only in one plant. I pulled out all the like three flowers were there. Other one I left it. Okay, I did not disturb. Then I offered it. Then I came back next day. While again I saw six flowers in the one I plucked. Three became six, and the other one was only three. Then I plucked all these six. Next day I come, there was nine. Following day 12, 15, like that it came up to 30, 31 years. Like that for many months. 30, 32, 30. I used to pluck all of them, but again morning come back, it is there. The other one was only three or four. Okay. Real experience. Okay. So this is amazing. You know. In other words, the plant actually felt these are getting benefit. You know. So you might say, oh, are you crazy talking to plant or flower? So you can see the response. It was feeling, somehow giving. I'm only the like a instrument, okay, nothing more than that. Radharani is inspiring that, right? Actually, Tulsi Devi. See, all the flowers, okay, my understanding, I'm first time telling in the public that actually transformation, all the flowers that we offered now, is actually transformation of Tulsi herself. So, uh, in one sense. So she is by order, she has appeared many flowers. So, uh, so she reciprocates and next life will become devotee. So, so much joy. Now, see, that plant got benefited. You know. This was an experiment. The other one remained with only three. You know. Of course, it might be cursing me. Hey, look, you're taking only from my, you didn't give me a chance. But, you know, what can I do? I did nothing. Maybe I should have plucked from both. You know. That is a different situation. But somehow, by not doing that, I should have done it both, you know. Um, but anyway, I did not. Just for the my mental state is like that. Let us see how how long it goes like that. But it's amazing reciprocation. They reciprocate. Same way people have done with the vegetables, even the cows, giving milk more. So the inherent desire is there, inherent service, serve to them. So that way, uh, like in this sloka, if we consider certain things happen, but they should not keep on doing it. See, this is the thing. No, I'm a devotee. I can do anything. Oh, no. See, that's the thing. By chance, something happens. You know. See, we are walking in parikrama. We step on and, you know, suppose actually, if you are walking on a sand, if you step on, they won't die. Okay. Only problem is now they made it concrete, tar road. Then you step it would. This is the problem. Man has come in the hard road, then it will damage. You know. But if it is natural sand, mud, no, nothing, no, even living entity, somehow the thing will come. So, but in any case, that's why before you do, that we pray, so many offenses, knowingly, unknowingly, you understand, without, even though you don't want to do, things happen. You take glass of water, you look that water through microscope, okay, you probably won't drink that water. Okay. We say we are vegetarian, you will not, if you look at the bed, microscope, the thing that has fallen, you will go crazy. That's why God has given limited vision. Understand? It's like limited memory. Suppose I was asking, suppose you remember whatever happened since last 1 year, every second or every minute. If you remember all that, we go crazy, right? We go mental hospital, okay, mental. That's why Krishna has given forgetfulness because we cannot handle it. Imagine if you remember all your hundreds of life. Of course, when you are in the mother's womb, you remember hundred life. That's why there's a difference. Uh, so we cannot perform anything. So same way, you know, our vision is limited, audible is limited, but it doesn't mean that only this. That's it. So that itself is a illumination of the presence of God. That yes, limited. Imagine a car who can run 300 miles per hour or 5,000 miles per hour. You know, they will limit, you know, because our own safety, safety of others, and like that. So, like that, Lord has so many these rules He has actually seen. And it is not that I'm a devotee, I can do anything. Within that spirit. So, I have a few things to go. Now, any questions? ಏನಪ್ಪ ಯಾವ ಊರು ನಿಮ್ದು? ನೀವು ಈರುಳ್ಳಿ ಬೆಳ್ಳುಳ್ಳಿ ತಿಂತೀರಾ? ಎಲ್ಲ ಇರ್ಲಿ ನಯ್ಯ, ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೀಫ್ ಅದು ಅದೇ ಹೇಗೆ ಏಕಾದಶಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಸಕ್ಕರೆ ತಿಂತೀರಾ? ಮನುಷ್ಯನ ತಿಂದಿ ಸಮಾನ ಆಯ್ತು. ನೀವು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ ಸಕ್ಕರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ನನಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಹೇಳಿ. ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿ ಸಕ್ಕರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಮನುಷ್ಯನ ಬೋನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಸಕ್ಕರೆ ಸಕ್ಕರೆ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಬೆಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ವೇನಯ್ಯ? ಮತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ವಾ? ಒಂದು 15 ನಿಮಿಷ ಇದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅನುಭವ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಧ ಗಂಟೆ ಇರಿ. A lot of people are asking, why is it that we can only have root vegetables on Ekadasi instead of all vegetables on Ekadasi? Since some temples said just fast from grains and beans. Is there any scientific reason or pastime story behind, so we could convince people to observe Ekadasi more properly by the mercy of Sri Guru and Krishna? See, the rule is the seed. Ekadasi grains and beans like that. Krishna has given the Papa Purusha, the sin personified. You can stay in the seeds, in the grain. So, of course, we also take fruits. You might say, oh, wait a minute, fruits also have got a seed. So, that the like the grains, for example, the rice or wheat is a whole thing is a seed. सुबह डाल के गया ना, हाँ, वो गाड़ी आया है, बोल रहा 3 लोड आ रहा है, मैं रास्ता पीछे से दिखा दी, हाँ, उधर से वो बिस्तर नहीं डाला, वहाँ भी डालने के लिए बोला, वो तारपाल है ना, हाँ, उधर भी डाल सकता है, इस तरफ डिस्टर्ब नहीं करना, हाँ, अभी आए नहीं, इधर आने के बोल, डालने का आराम मत कर. ನೋಡಪ್ಪ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ, ನೋಡಪ್ಪ, ನಾವ್ ಹೇಳ್ದಾಗ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಬನ್ನಿ, ಇಲ್ಲೋ ವಾಪಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡೋಗಿ. ಹೇಳೋದು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸುಮ್ನೆ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಬಂದಾಗ ಹಾಕೋಗೋಕಲ್ಲ ಬಂದಿರು. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು? ಆಗ ಹಾಕ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡೋಗಿ. ನಾವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದೆ. ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಡ್ಬೇಡ, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ತರ್ತೀರ. ನಾವೇನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ ನೀನು ತಗೊಂಬನ್ನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವೇನಪ್ಪ? ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋಣ. ಸೊ ದಿ ಏಕಾದಶಿ ರೂಲ್ ಈಸ್ God has given permission for sin personified to stay in the, especially the Bhojya vastu, Bhojya. So, because like main thing is like the prana, we subsist like in this age of Kali. So before we used to do in prana is to say in the bone, then in the blood and in the flesh, and now it is in the grains. Okay, grains. So generally speaking, for a normal person, is the grains of the uh, which is you know like a life prana. So that avoided. That should be avoided. So the nuts and fruits is okay. That will not harm. That too for a person who is very not capable. In other words, if he is not capable to do that. That's why ideal fasting is not taken. Uh, but if you cannot, if you are sick, if you are pregnant, you are old, small, some exception, this anukalpa, what it called, is allowed. So that's why some routes are allowed. But if you process the road, then you are doing something else. See, in the scripture, he allows uh, like Lord Shiva in Padma Purana is telling, let me take to find that. He lists around 32, around 30, you know, things that we should avoid. Attum annam yogya. Bhoja vastu itself is called annam. Right doesn't mean just rice. This all trunadanya, meaning the thing that grows with the leaves, grows with the leaves. Now the roots also are the leaves, but it is inside the earth. Now, of course, in that carrot we don't take. Okay, carrot has a negative energy. Huh? Uh, potato. Actually, potato is neutral. Okay, it's not a healthy one, to be honest with you. So, and the uh, peanuts also grown. So, so like that. Uh, of course, the fruits are grown outside. Even though it needs leaves and all that, but it is an exception. It is not considered as a thing. Uh, it's a fruit. Not all of them. Sometimes some borderline. Uh, so that way. But thing is, hmm, sticking to some fruit, basic fruit, afternoon, wait till afternoon or till evening, little bit. That will be very effective. Now, your question is, why not all other vegetables? Right? because all of the beans definitely has a seeds in it. It is outside. It is directly like the leaf. uh, Like on day of Ekadasi, on Dashmi itself, we are not supposed to take leaf. Okay. Forget about on Ekadasi. Salad, no way. Not even on Dashmi day. Because it's a subtle form of rice seed. But what about fruit? You can say. Right? So fruit is the Krishna's concession. Like you were telling, he made the rules. you know, uh, if he if he says don't take anything, we go crazy. Understand? We'll complain. Oh, Krishna is too harsh. So he gives a concession. Uh, But it doesn't mean that you should always take this. He says if you don't take it, that's also okay. But don't take this. Like in the other tradition, I'm talking about this. Blood, meat. Of course, no religion says you should kill, love thy neighbor, thou shalt not kill. Right there. Then how this sacrificing came? Sacrifice meaning you have a goat in your mind, you cut that, you have demoniac thing, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, lust, anger, greed, jealousy, all this you cut that. This is what he said. No, the external meaning, like the way we are talking about. Now at the end, Lord says, never blood, no matter what, no blood is allowed. So what these people, Jewish people and Muslims, they say, oh, halal and Jewish tradition, they said some other word. In other words, they cut the juvenile blood, you know, thing of animal. They think it will bleed to death. All the blood will come out of the animal, then they can. Can you really have a meat without blood in it? Gets clotted. You are cheating yourself. You see. So this is what that thing. You know, God is saying never blood. But no, we have to do more intelligent than God. You kill the animal so that all blood will come out. See, Koresh or something. No, see, this is. But the thing is that Lord is saying, if you show compassion on the even on a bird, I will show you compassion on the day of judgment. See, but people know. So this is the thing. So Krishna has given concession. Uh, so this is what is allowed. Uh, any other question? Why is there two follow across in 24? One in January, one in December. Actually, okay, 7th January is Sapala Ekadasi. Then this You're saying in December. December, you're talking December 23 or 24? Because I have only calendar for 23. Mokshada Ekadasi. And then, see, the two Ekadasis in December 23. Utpanna Ekadasi, 8th. That is after Lord rises from the, rest. Chaturmasya. Of course, we had 5 months. One extra month came. Adhika Mas. So, that is Utpanna, the appearance of Ekadasi. Then the second one is this Mokshada Ekadasi, Trisparsha Mahadar. And then 7th January is Sapala Ekadasi. And 26th January is Putrada Ekadasi. So I don't have 24 December. So I have to look at it. Sometimes, like for example, like Mokshada Ekadasi, 23rd December, for people who are living on eastern side. On the western side is Trisparsha Mahadva. So sometime depending upon the place, this Ekadasi name might change. Uh, it should not, but usually the Mahadvadas usually change. Mahadvadas. Because certain conditions like Tithi or Nakshatra, the time, Brahma Muhurta, these local considerations, these things will change. But in any case, uh, I don't have calendar. That's what he has. If it is 23 December, then it is not the same thing. So, in any case, whatever name of this Ekadasi, they're all auspicious. By just remembering this Ekadasi name alone, we get so much auspicious. Very fine. Ekadasi, Bhakti Janani, mother of devotion, very dear to us. And we are lucky to get two in a month. Imagine if you are getting only once in a year, we forget. Once in 100 years, oof, forget it. It's like you have two bonus. Every month you have two bonus. Usually people have bonus at the end of the year, right? But Krishna is giving you two bonus in a month. So you should not miss it. It is amazing. Uh, and then chanting. These two somehow if we inspire others to do uh, even a little bit, they will get so much benefit. You know. Like this, like Krishna is saying that one who thinks my devotee, my pure devotee, remains pure. Ganga can come in touch with so many, garbage, right? We put so much things in Ganga, but you think Ganga gets spoiled or become impure. Even if you put a dead body, becomes still remains pure. Fire is burning, bad thing, good thing, everything. You put bad thing into fire is burning. Say, Oh, fire has contaminated. Get it? So, um, same way, your devotee may appear like that. Things have gone, done something bad. That will not spoil his purity. That's what Krishna is saying. Remain still. So, if you have faith like that, then you become also pure. But if you take a fault on it, oh no, like this. That's why in the Bengali there is one thing. Dekibe, sunibe, bolibe na. Meaning what? You can see, you can hear, but don't say. See things, what you can see, like we were telling you, right? If you see water in a microscope, you will not drink water. If you hear all the sound, you go crazy. You become all of us. They are only limited 10 kilo or something like that audience. So sound goes even millions of frequencies. So we are deaf basically. We are only listening only certain frequencies. Otherwise we are deaf. Same thing blind. We are practically blind. Only some little thing visible. But we think, oh, I see everything. So no, like that limitation. So who has put that limitation? This is the thing. See, the Darwin theory, we can go on and on. Who has put this? How it came about? So it is very interesting. How it is insane, to accept Darwin manifestation of the I. But so much complicated. The speech, the baby learns, and you know, uh, certain. So it's like what today I was watching. I was taking prasadam. I'm almost 100 feet down. Okay, last room. This monkey came all the way, walked 100 feet, came and sat on the couch, and then looking at me. I looked at it and I was surprised. And it can open the door. Okay, it can push, enters and sees, takes away. I mean, these monkeys are so. But suppose if they knew how to open the door, like this, then enter. I mean, you will be in big trouble. Understand? In other words, monkeys also capability like human open the door like, oh, you will be mess your life, our life will be mess. Understand? So that's why someone has given us that limitation. Some capabilities. Of course, there are more capabilities. We cannot jump like them in a tree, can we? They go on top. We go crazy. We fall. We jump from one branch to the another. There are certain things which, I mean, we cannot compete or we cannot even comprehend. Understand? But there are certain things we are more special. Okay. So now where this came from? You say, oh man, it came from monkey, then why? You know, understand? You should be able to jump, uh, trees, right? Even more effortlessly as monkeys. I mean, if you are advanced, no, right? But on the other hand, monkeys cannot do these things. You understand? So why there is certain things stress on it? So who is like that? Anyway, we will end here. Huh? Take up this. Anyway, I'll check up this because it is supply December 24th. Same. Um, don't think it's see 24. If it repeats 24 and then 2, 26 Ekadasi. It repeats and then by chance that is possible. Anyway, I will look at it on this Saturday. So, vancha kalpataru vyascha krupa sindhu devacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Sorry, please forgive me for this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna